the director of the original 1989 film, Pet Sematary, as well as several provocative clips of Madonna, for which he was criticized by the Pope. Mary Lambert is making a documentary about presidential candidate and former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko. In an interview with the Miami Herald, Lambert she said that in her career was a lot of projects about women that I wanted to do. Among such projects, a documentary film in 2007 about women who work in Congress. Speaking about Tymoshenko, the director says that, according to many, she lost the presidential election through fraud, and Viktor Yanukovych put her in jail for 2 years after the Russians hired Paul Manafort, so he organized a smear campaign against her. Nothing like lock her up, like, right? She draws analogies between Tymoshenko and former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Lock her up. This slogan is chanted by opponents of Clinton during performances by the U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Almost half of young Russians want to emigrate, according to New York Newsday, citing a survey by the Sociological Service Gallup, conducted in 2018. According to the survey, 44% of Russians aged 15 to 29 years want to leave their country. Among those who are from 30 to 45 would prefer to emigrate, 22%. The most popular areas for them are Germany and the United States. Among the reasons, respondents named economic stagnation, falling real incomes imposed by the government raising the retirement age, and increase in value-added tax. The newspaper notes that in 2014, when Russia annexed the Ukrainian Crimea, the share of those who wanted to live anywhere was only 14% among young people and 7% among Russians of middle age. The New York Newsday also writes that only 20% of Russian citizens would like to live and work abroad, that surpassed still higher than in 2007, then to move to other countries 17% of Russians. Newspaper The Daily Mail offers a new perspective on the Easter holidays. The publication notes that, unlike Christmas, believers in the ark are not too engaged in the embellishment of their homes on the eve of celebration of the resurrection. Some of our European neighbors have turned Easter into a bright celebration of the same. Perhaps it is time for us to follow suit, adds the newspaper. Daily Mail writes that in Ukraine Easter is the main holiday of the year. In Sweden, almost every family arranges parties with all together to paint Easter eggs. In the Netherlands, houses are decorated with greenery, small wooden Easter eggs, and inside the house even set up Easter tree, the brightly decorated tree. After months of experiments, scientists seem to be unable to confirm long-standing speculation. Kotov and Kotarov, these animals know, when you refer to them, but can simply not pay attention to you, writes the Wall Street Journal. As found by Japanese scientists, the majority of domestic cats to distinguish his name among other similar words. However, the experience conducted among 78 cats has shown that this does not guarantee that they will approach you. Probably the cats associate a particular sound with a particular promotion, such as food, popcorn or game, and learn that the sound followed by reward. Similarly, most animals, particularly dogs, learn to assign significance to certain sounds, the article says. As writes the edition, cognitive and social capabilities of cats are less studied in comparison with the dog. Previously, scientists have found that dogs can recognize the emotional state of a person, and the tone of the human voice can affect their behavior and how they respond to commands.